Boys, welcome back to the video I was the most excited and the most nervous to make. Today we're going to go into monster drop sampling, specifically to be able to get you into an infinite refinery cycle, stage. That way you'll have always at any given time enough monster parts to be able to progress, get the salts that you need to push through World 3 and into World 4. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be using the Bowman, as I find that his damage and his multi-kill is just higher than any of my other characters. Obviously, feel free to do this on whatever character you want, but for the purpose of this video, I will be using the Bowman. But there is a lot to get into this video, so let's get into it. Part 1 is going to be the gear. In the helmet slot, we are going to use the Nugget Cake Fedora. That is obtained. You're going to come into the task, go to the achievements, and it is actually under the kill Krabby Cakes manually without auto on until one drops a Nugget Cake. Good luck. Before we get into the rest of the gear, I do have a tip for this, so I'm going to switch over to my hunter. Alright, welcome back, boys. This is how I got that achievement. Just going to drop a quick tip in here for you guys. If you are on a hunter, which is the class that I ended up getting that achievement with and subsequently that recipe, unlock the bear trap, and mine is currently, I want to say, in the 145s. That lays down 6 bear traps, which just expedites the process. But essentially, if you are underneath this rope right here, when you press your attack, it also drops the traps up at that second level. So now you're able to kill both, the bottom and the top level at the same time. Now, if you have something that you can use to hold down your 4 key, your 3, your 2, your 1, whatever key it is, you can leave that on overnight, which is what I did. And I ended up getting the recipe in one night. And just have a small weight or put a pencil against your mouse, against whichever number that you use, and it will continuously, once it comes off cooldown, it's just going to use that skill again. So that's how I ended up getting it, but let's get back into the video. Alright, welcome back, boys. Hopefully that little tip there does help you out. For the rest of the gear, went with just base Chizwar, just for the chest plate given total damage. The pants really didn't have anything. I just went with something that would give me the most agility. For my legs, or my feet, I went for Efon's Broken Ankles, because of the plus 2% movement speed. The best weapon that you can create, I'm up to the level 110 weapon. This video did take a little bit of time because I wanted to get the hollowed-tailed pendant for you guys, so I had to run quite a few of the dungeons. And then if you're able to craft it, the best in slot rings are going to be 2 of the midnight stopwatches. Equipment-wise, I went with just 2 keychains that was going to give total damage. One of my keychains does give multi-kill. The premium helmet, if you're able to get it, if you're not pay to play, don't worry about it. You'll obviously just have smaller samples, but you'll still be able to do just fine. The best wings for this is going to be the Angel Wings, and that's going to give us a plus 11% all AFK gain. Alright, part 2 is going to be the food and the cards. This is just the setup that I found to give me the best damage to be able to break the last breakpoint as far as sampling. So I went with the FMJ bullet. It's going to increase weapon power by 4. The Midnight Cookie to increase my weapon power by 10. And then the Potent Strength Potion from World 4 that increases base damage by 497. And then I went with the 3 highest tiers of speed potions, just because that was giving me the best best damage for my buck. As far as sets, you're going to go for the Bosses and Nightmares for a plus 24% damage increase. And then as far as the cards, I put my damage card, which is Dr. Defecus, top left, because we are using the 2 chips that increase damage, or doubles the effectiveness of a chip or a card if it's in the top left and the bottom right. And then we went with Dr. Defecus. We went with just base damage using Chalky, so plus 12 weapon power. We're using the Clammy for 7% multi-kill per tier. Going up to the Tundra, we're using the Snowman. That's another 15% total damage. We're using the Dedicated Ram for another 10 weapon power. Bloodbone for another 15% total damage. Then we're going to scroll down to the bosses again. You're going to put Boop in there for a 5% fighting AFK gain rate. And then you're going to put Chaotic Amarok for 12% fighting AFK gain rate. Alright, part 3 is going to be the Alchemy. Just across the board, you're going to be looking at the 9th bubble in all 3 of the main cauldrons. So, Britley Spears for, at my level 59, giving me a plus 21.7% total damage. Bojack is giving me at level 82, plus 24.8% total damage. And then over in the purple cauldron, you're looking for Maddie Stafford at level 71, giving a plus 23.5% total damage. And then what really brings this together is in the yellow cauldron at level 27. This is giving me a plus 32% multi-kill per damage tier. So out of all of these, increasing your damage is huge, but Mr. Massacre is what's going to give you the most bang for your buck. So whatever character that you are going after the highest samples with, make sure to increase or equip Mr. Massacre. Outside of the damage bubbles, anything that you can do to increase just your base damage, such as Swift Steppin', Archer or Bust, which gives you, again, that 1.98 more bonuses to your Archer base characters, and you're looking for anything up the Archer tab that is going to increase your damage. Another good one being Quick Slap, which is going to increase that base damage by 271, which is based on how much movement speed you have above that 110%. Outside of that, once you do get those done, I would recommend trying to put as many points as you can into the Fast Boy talent, again, just to be able to, round off that build, and then ending with Prima-Green. So that's going to be the following green bubbles give a 1.81x higher bonus than what they display. That's what that bonus is at level 41. And then before we move on from Alchemy, just a bonus, because I don't want to smother you guys with too much information. If you can, go into the purple cauldron. It is the second to last bubble. Look for Hyper Swift. At level 16, that's going to give you a plus 10.4% basic attack speed. Just like all other basic attack speed bonuses, this boosts AFK kills an hour if you do enough damage. And then we're going to look at the 10th bubble in the yellow cauldron, and it's called Sample It. At level 38, that gives me a 5.85% sample size when taking samples for the 3D printer. Part 4 is going to be the talents. As always, you're going to look to max out Sharpened Axe and Gilded Sword. We're going for as much damage as possible. Then you're going to max out Idle Shooting, just for that boost to your fighting AFK gain rate. Then we're going to look at Featherweight, because we do want that increase to movement speed. At a level 149, that's giving me an almost 20% bonus to my movement speed. Going into the Archer tab, you're going to you're going to put points into Piercing Arrow, just so that you can have an attack on the attack bar to boost your AFK gains. Then you're going to completely max out Strafe, Veins of the Infernal, High Polymer Limbs, and Sanic Speed. All those do is add up to a higher base damage, so you can get more kills per hour. Whatever points you have left, I'd recommend Have Another. And if you're also using this character to go for monster drops, points into Robbing Hood. Going into the Bowman tab, you're going to, at the very least, try to put 1 point in each 3 of these skills. Your Homing Arrows, your Magic Shortbow, and your Flex Insta-String. Then you're going to put points into Extendo Rango. Try to max that out as much as you can, but not at the detriment of Speed DNA. This is where a bulk of your damage is going to come from, and it is a very high recommendation. Then you're going to put as many points as you possibly can into Shoe Full of Obel and Swifty Statues. And I've left this here, a G again, to last, because we're going to come back and you're going to try and put as many points as you possibly can into Quickness Boots. I was able to get mine up to about level 318. For everything else, you can put the rest of the leftover points into Velocity Vessels, or if you haven't been able to flush out this build good enough, put it into the previous points. As far as the Siegebreaker is concerned, you're going to want to go for Stack Skulls. That's 20.6 kill per 1,000 agility. That's really good if you're opening up, let's say, a new Death Gate or another Death Portal. Then you're going to go into Adaption Relevation, probably the most important. That's giving you a flat % agility and max levels for your Quickness Boots. And then Symbols of Beyond. If you can get that up to level 100, that's just going to give you a +6 free points into all of your skills. Going into the star talents, you're going to look for beginner best class. Since my Maestro is level 210, 21 points into there for 21 weapon power. Since my Bubo is level 310, 31 points into Will of the Eldest for a base plus 31 all stats. Then we're going to look at TikTok. That's going to give us another 4.23% away gains. And then attacks on Simmer. Attack moves boost your AFK gains plus 13.3% more than they normally do. Moving on, we're going to try to max out printer sampling as much as we can because that's going to give us another 18% to our 3D printer sample size. Put points into Dungeonic damage as much as we can because we do want that flat percent damage for every power of 10 credits that we've earned. And then probably the most important, Tiptoe quickness. If you're under the 200% speed, this and over accurate crit really work well together because it's very unlikely that we're going to be under 200% speed just because of all of our bonuses. But then it does give you plus 16.9% accuracy if you're having trouble to hit some of the mobs a little bit later on, or if you're over, it's going to give you that crit chance. Part 5 is going to be the post office. Going to go into order of how important it is. I would go with maxing out Bob's boxes, or at the very least putting 200 points into each of these skills first as a good baseline before you push further than that. So I would go with Civil War memory box as much as you can. And then if you've unlocked it, I'd put as many points as possible into Death Storage Unit, just for the basic attack speed, which is going to boost our kills per hour, as well as the weapon power and total damage. And then I was not able to farm enough points for you guys, but you would obviously want to max out Utilitarian Capsule. That gives you a printer sample size, plus 9.23% multi-kill per tier, and we're not too worried about the cash from mobs, but that is pretty nice. Part 6 is going to be our prayers. The one that we're really looking for is the Royal Sampler, which I'm going to boost up. So that's going to give us a plus 26% 3D printer sample size at the detriment of minus 51% all XP gain. I wouldn't worry about that just because there are ways to increase XP that are going to be higher than that minus 51, so this is still a very good prayer to pick up. Part 7 is going to be the Merit Shop. I would recommend completely maxing out this first talent because that's going to give us another 2 food slots for us to put in either speed potions or damage potions. Of course, always want to max out the max level of talent books just because that's going to give you higher damaging talent builds and give you the ability to flush out your build even more. And then last but certainly not least, we're going to max out the plus 0.5% printer sample size per purchase because that does give us another 5% printer sample size. Part 8 is going to be the Salt Lick. The first one that you unlock is one of the most important. Its samples taken for the 3D printer are plus 10% bigger. That is going to be huge when we're going for these monster drops. Then we're going to look near the bottom. It's plus 18 max level for talent books from the library, RNG be with you, just because that allows us to flush out our build even more. Going down, almost near the bottom, it is the second to last unlock. It is plus 15% multi-kill rate for all worlds. At level 5, that's plus 15%. It does use the second to last salt, which I understand might be hard to unlock, but hopefully this build or this video will get you into a good position to be able to push for that. And then the last unlock is a base plus percent total damage dealt using penguins from trapping. That's just to get our damage up just a little bit more to hopefully push those breakpoints. That way we're able to hit that next multi-kill tier. Part 9 is going to be cooking / the laboratory. What we're going to be looking for is anything that's going to increase our base damage, which is Turkey a la Thank at level 22 for me. That's going to give me another plus 44% total damage. Scrolling down, we are going to look for anything else that gives us plus total damage, which is Octoplop. Mine at level 20 gives plus 40% total damage. Scrolling down just a little bit more, we're going to look for the Fortune Cookie. That's going to give you a plus 40% faster library checkout speed just to get you going a little bit more. Get those books checked out just a little bit faster. That way you're able to push. And then right near the bottom with an onion at level 11, that's going to give us another plus 33% total damage. In the lab, we're going to be looking for Animal Farm. That's going to give you a plus 1.75% if you do have the purple Navette. Total damage for every different species that you bred within pet breeding, we're currently at a 57.75% damage, so that's going to be a pretty good boost for us. Just want to throw this out though, try to unlock Killer's Brightside, because that's going to unlock ×2 more than normal for things like opening portals and Deathnote, so that does increase your Deathnote rate per hour. That way you're able to get a higher Deathnote, which will in turn give you more kills. We're going to look for a certified stamp book. All stamps except for the miscellaneous tab stamps give double the bonus, so that's all of our damaging stamps. As well as the My First Chemistry set. All vials in Alchemy give double the bonus, and there are two specifically, the Rat and the Kraken, that both give that weapon power that we're looking for. And I spent an hour before the video finding for myself what the best setup as far as chips are, and I found using the plus 15% fighting AFK gain rate, the 1.25x more weapon power, one of the plus 15% multi-kill per damage tier for all worlds, the double the bonus of all active star signs, the double bonus of card equipped in the bottom right slot, and double bonus of card equipped in the top left slot, was just hands down the best multi-kill / damage mix-up that I could find. Part 10 is going to be the star signs. We're going to look for the Silly Snoozer. That's going to give us a plus 2% fight AFK gain rate. We're going to look for Kalingo. That's going to give us a plus 15% total multi-kill. And then the Bulwark. That's plus 20% total damage at a negative 12% movement speed. I have found that with my potions and my speed increases from being a bowman, this levels out at the bonus of a 40% total damage just from the chip that we have, plus 30% total multi-kill from there, and then 4% AFK gain rate. I did find that Snoozer Major would have been better than Kalingo if I was able to have that unlocked. So if you are able to push Hydron and get this last 5 points to unlock Snoozer Major, I would in fact recommend that one more. Part 11 is going to be the before and after. The Bowman in this video is specifically going to go after all of the monster materials that we need for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th refinery respectively. If you want to go after different monsters in yourself, you might get different numbers than I do, but essentially those are what we are going to be pushing for today. So we're looking at, for the green mushroom, 8.32 thousand. For the Gigafrog, we have 1.13 thousand. And then for the sand pots, we have 3.8 thousand. I did not push to get the other two monsters yet, so I have no idea what those could be, but I'm looking forward to finding out. So what I have pulled up right now is a link to the ranks needed to run the refinery infinitely. I am going off of the 11.63.631 model as I start to push further down. So this will be going off of the assumption that you also have an 11.63.631 split, and the numbers I'm about to give you are indicative of that. So as you can see, we are at that 11.63 split. So the numbers that I'm about to get you are, if you are in the lab and you have unlocked the faster refinery cycles, what you will need to run this infinitely for the green mushrooms at level 11 is 7,200 an hour. For the Gigafrogs, it is 2,800 an hour. For the sand jars, it is 5,000 an hour. For the yellow sheep, it is 330. As you can see, this one's still at level 5. That one would go up, but as it is right now, it is 330. And then from the Thermeisters, it is 375. So those are the goals that we're going to go after, and it's about time to go hunting. Alright, part 12 is going to be the shrines, snapshot explanation, as well as the sampling portion. So what I have here are the 3 shrines that are the most important to me, and they are going to be the damage shrine. They're going to be the health shrine, just because there is a bonus in alchemy that increases base damage based on how much health you have above a certain percent. And then last but not least, the undead shrine to increase the respawn rate of monsters on this map by plus 14%, just because that's going to give us more kills per hour. I did cover in my previous video what snapshotting is. Essentially, whatever slot that you have that card in, so either the top left or bottom right, if you have that chip, you're going to put a chaotic Chiswar down in that slot. What that does for you, it's going to give you a 25% shrine effect. If doubled, 50% shrine effect. You're going to equip those cards, go into the gym shop, come out, and then you're going to equip your main damage cards. So as we look at it right now, the best I could get was 205,875 kills an hour with an AFK gain rate of 131% and a multi-kill bonus of 3,643. So I'm excited to see how good we do. We're going to equip both of our damage skills, and that will boost us up to 214 and a multi-kill of 3801. So again, just for reference, we're looking for anything above 7,200 as far as multi-kill. And we get 18,227. All right, we are at the Giga Frogs. We're looking for anything above 2,800. And we're going to get 5,611. We're at the Sandjars. We're looking for anything over 5,000. And we're able to get 8,159 an hour. All right, we're at the Yellow Sheep, and we're looking for anything above 330. We're able to get 5,616. Last but not least, we're at the Thermistors, and we're looking for anything above 375. And we're able to walk away with 5,259. All right, boys, that was a very successful day. As I close out the video, I'll just leave my Death Note open. It was a very good video. I'm glad that, I'm able to do these videos for you guys because it's, making my account better. And, hopefully I'm able to help you guys at the same time. That's the whole purpose of this channel. Hopefully this video does end up helping you and you guys are able to get your refinery to a point where it's able to, run independently of you because you're getting all the materials that you need. And as always, boys, I take no qualm about getting called out on a video. As long as it's in a constructive manner to help other people. If I miss something or if something was better, let me know. Absolutely, I'll pin that comment, make sure that everybody gets that that news. But that's going to do it for me today, boys. If the video did help you, please drop a like. Comment down below what kind of video you want to see next, and don't forget to subscribe. But that's all for me today, boys. I'll catch you in the next one.